Note to self. Wow. If that wasn't a morning mudra, I wanted to catch it after I got done so I wouldn't forget any of the details, because I'm still in the energy of it. I'm trying to figure out what's causing the rapid acceleration that I'm having. If I'm burping, I apologize. I'm channeling a lot of energy. I guess we're gonna do maybe a channel message. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what's causing my rapid, like, because I speak it into existence now. It's absolutely amazing. I've been playing it small because, you know, if you try to manifest something too big too fast, you give out right before you hit the diamond mine. The only thing, it's a system. You have to go through the whole thing. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to do that and I'm going to get there. Your chakras are energy. And they're blocked. I'm already gone through my stigmatic cleansing. And it wasn't until I was finished with my stigmatic cleansing before my chakras were finally completely clean, bright, sparkly, brand new. In fact, anybody that sees energy, all they're going to see is a Christ white light around me. That's it. They're not going to really see color. It's going to be like a golden hue around me. Because of the stigmatic cleansing, you have to understand it's a process, and you have to want to do it. You have to be excited to do it. You have to want to change. And you have to not have any ego. You have to just step into it all the way. Because if you tiptoe in through it, you won't get through it in one lifetime. It's kind of one of those things that if you want to ascend this lifetime before Nibiru comes in and resets the whole thing, you have to, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. So it'll just happen in my lifetime, but I have found the fountain of youth. So by the time it comes around, I may be really, really, really old. So you've got plenty of time. It takes time. But it's a system that you have to go through because your chakras you have to cleanse your energetic body, which means you have to allow your Kundalini energy to move your body. You have to allow your prana energy to flow through your body. You have to allow the chi to sprinkle chi down through your body. You can flavor it however you want to. You can tickle your fancy however your brain likes it to think. It doesn't matter. As long as you know that there is energy in your body and it has to move. You can be hooked up to a computer and where you have pain, there's a big red dot and the energy is flowing around it. It can't go through it. Therefore, this little red dot is pain. And if you don't fix that pain, guess what? That pain becomes where you can't move it, and then it becomes calcified, it becomes scar tissued, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. But if you diffuse that energy, you diffuse that negative energy, then pretty soon this life force energy flows back through. Okay? But you got to release that block. That energy, that's what happens when your body, you're trying to sleep or You get a herk or a jerk or a leg jerk or a twitch when you're going to sleep. That's your life force energy getting ready to do its work when you're asleep, because you can't handle what it's doing when you're awake. It's doing what it needs to do when you're sleeping in a more relaxed state, because you're out of your ego. Your Kundalini energy, and the only reason I say Kundalini a lot is because it scares a lot of people. So just like the word God scares a lot of people, I'm going to use the word God and Kundalini until you guys are so, oh yeah, God and Kundalini is like whatever, it's just prana, chi, whatever, life force energy. Yeah, it's the same thing. Every culture has a name for it. But you have to get out of your ego, fear, the devil. That's all the Bible talks about. The Bible was created for man to understand in man 3D terms at the time it was written. Because that's what they could... can you imagine sitting down and say, okay, so there's energy in your body, and you reincarnate, and you do this and this and this, and they'd be like... People are watching my videos now and having spontaneous spiritual awakenings. It's like, pew, 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 spiritual awakenings for everybody. Do, 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 do. Boing. It's like popcorn. Boop, 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 boop. Mines are like, I'm blown. By the time I get done talking to them, they're like, I need to go sit in the corner and think about this for a minute. It's great. That's my job. I'm an awakener. Radical awakener, I guess you could say. Because you know it's the truth. Deep down inside, it don't matter who I talk to. You can fight it. You can say, damn the devil, you're the devil. That's what I got told by my cousin yesterday. He's a retired preacher. I tried to talk to him about, you know, what I'm bringing and who I am. And he's like, you've lost your mind. I was like, well, if I have, it sure is feeling good. And I can finally be free of the mental prison I've been in my whole life. Unfortunately for you, you have to live that until you die. And then when you die, you're going to think, shit, I lived all my life in fear when God is just love. It's really a shame that people have to be so prison-minded because they worship a book. Why would you worship a book? Worship God. God isn't in the book. God is there. Man made the book. Man made the book. Man is not perfect without God. It's just like me, I'm giving my higher guidance exactly pure, clean channel. But depending on you, your mindset, what you have been through in your whole life, how your beliefs are, how you've been programmed, and how everything is how you interpret what I say and how it instills ego and fear in your mind. Because everything I say is going to instill a spiritual reset to everything you know. Because you're going to question everything you know after I'm done. Which is good. You should eat from the apple. Everybody eat the apple. The apple's not tainted. The apple's the tree of knowledge. It's the Anunnaki that were infusing their energy into it to twist the words around and the tainted energy around just a little bit to be able to use it to take your power away, right? They took a really good manifestation book, they twisted it around, interpreted it how they wanted to, put together what they wanted to, and then fed it to you and said, this is the God's truth, the gospel. You have to go by every word. And if you don't, you're going to die and go to hell. Well, hell is every day in your mind. Because you're preparing for that, because you never feel worthy. That's why you're missing something in your life. You're never going to achieve what you want to achieve unless you achieve wholeness within yourself. And you have to do that by healing yourself first, your physical body. Because if you don't heal your physical body, like my body, my whole spine was just one big fusion and issues. And I was one big scar tissue and trauma. It was horrible. I could barely walk when I came down here to ride, train. It was stupid. I don't even know why it didn't take time, you know? Well, I was forced to take time to heal. But I'm finding when you go from having pain your whole life Pain is like a sliver in your vibration. And every time you move a little bit of pain, you up vibration. Pain, vibration, pain, vibration, pain, vibration. So you're talking a person that has fusions up and down their spine, all the way up and down, from the top, clear to the top, clear to the bottom, and still riding and competing and crashing and burning. And then you start taking that pain away, and they're already a high vibe person. It's just like boom, 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 boom. So now you can take my thumb and rub it like this on my spine, and it's like a baby's spine. It's amazing. You know what that does to a person's vibration when they feel good like that? And they're already high vibe. That was the only thing keeping me from, was the pain. And I figured out a system, a homeopathic system that takes calcium deposits out, inflammation out, sickness and disease out. It's a combination that I have. I have a free radical scavenger that's a homeopathic product that breaks the blood-brain barrier, that go clear to your brain to take all the little plaques and everything out of your brain that causes dementia and everything else and strokes and whatnot. And then I have a concoction of nanoparticle stuff myself and homeopathic stuff like Hecla lava and biosalts and nano this and nano that, a little creation that I've created, plus something that'll break the blood-brain barrier. And it's got an oil base, so it coats as it goes down, and then it goes in, out through your body. Plus, it's a free radical scavenger. Nothing can survive in a body that is like a little Pac-Man looking for anything that shouldn't be in your body. And then, of course, when you bless it and you infuse energy in it for your body being 100% homeostasis every day, that makes that even stronger. The mudra system that I have now is, I think, finally complete. It's called the Dao Xing. The Dao is the flow. Xing is a higher vibration. Dao Xing. That's why I called it Dao Xing. We're going to ascend this planet on a high vibration. This isn't about following anybody else's books and rules. This isn't about getting the information, understanding the... If you understand that God is energy, a big ball, and if you understand that everything that makes up souls, people, animals, trees, anything that has energy like an auric field, rocks, crystals, everything that has energy has a soul. Everything that has a soul is right up there in that big ball of energy called God. Therefore, you are God. You are God's source energy. Therefore, when you get out of your ego and hook up straight up to your higher self, you are God's source energy. But you have to clean your channel, because a dirty channel gets dirty manifestations. You'll bring in what you don't want to bring in other words. You have to cleanse your channel by cleansing your body first. Your body has to feel good. You have to start going homeopathically and getting that. You have to get your mind right. So it's a body, mind, and energy system. And I'm telling you what, talk about energy. This mudra system, this is the original yoga. You could call it yoga. It wasn't called yoga. But it was the original system that we brought to this planet to help bring a higher vibration. But it got watered down through different yogis and different things and cataclysms and texts, and it's just like all of a sudden you have a picture of what you're supposed to do and you don't have any meaning or feel of what it's supposed to feel like. People just think that it's supposed to be like this, you're supposed to breathe like this. No, it's an energy system. It works on energy. Literally, it's like 7 mudras that roll into one. It's a whole system, but it's unique to you. So you have 7 mudras that roll into one, but then depending on what you need to your physical body is what you do in between. It's absolutely beautiful, and it just flows like water. And each time you do it, your body snaps, cracks, pops, expands. And then with this stuff in your system, prior to doing it, It's just like fusions and ribs separate. And I mean, because I've had fused ribs, and you know, it's like everything's just like, and as you engage the Bindu chakra during this, and you, what the yogis call, taste that nectar of life, which means this system is made on energy. So when you engage the Bindu chakra, which I can teach you how to do, you release an uncontrollable, audible like you can't make yourself do it. You have to do it you have to engage the Bindu, and it has to be a relaxed, like you're just breathing, and all of a sudden just kicks in, like it's just there. You can't control it. That is what's called catching the nectar of life. I have researched this over and over and over because this is what I'm getting. Nobody knows how to catch the nectar of life. All the yogis are is, you just, Bindu, catch the nectar of life. That's all they know. They don't know how or the why. And they don't share it because they don't know. I know how and why because it works on energy. And I'm a spiritual walk-in. I walked in 3 years ago. So that's why nobody recognizes me from my past, because I'm not the same person. You can look up, Google spiritual walk-in. Right now, everybody's starting to wake up to their purposes, and I am waking up to my purpose. And I'm an awakener, I'm a way shower, and I'm a truth finder, seeker, whatever you want to call it. And I know the truth, so you can't get around me. I know your true inner feelings. So when you mask your feelings, you're lying to me. And that sends me a very hurtful energy, because I am a truth. I speak the truth. And because my truth is so far out there, just because you don't believe me don't mean it's not the truth. It's just that you've never experienced anything like me before. I am what is called a super high vibration being, one of the highest on this planet, obviously, because I've been through a spiritual stigmata. A religious stigmata is what the religious people, the priests and everybody, the original, not the ones now because they're subconsciously programmed, but the original, what the purpose of that whole Jesus on the cross thing was for. Jesus was crucified on Friday the 13th to cover up that day, because that day is an energetic day that is very, very, very powerful, that if you use with love, like you get excited on Friday the 13th like I do, and you vibrate on love on that day, you can ascend your vibration like crazy. But the ancient priests crucified Jesus on the cross on that day to try to get it tainted. And then they've been introducing black cats and broken mirrors and everything else, and witch hunts and everything else to get you scared of Friday the 13th. Okay, that's a good day. That's a cover-up. Friday the 13th, Jesus was crucified on Friday the 13th. That's a huge cover-up. Why did he disappear? It's because the Pleiadians took him. Alien abduction. It happens all the time. Why do you think the stone was moved and everything? Because they wanted to make it look like a resurrection. It was just a hologram of Jesus when he came back down. That's why everybody's like, oh my God, he glowed, he floated, and then he just disappeared. It's a hologram of Jesus, is all it was. Because Jesus' purpose was to show you there's everlasting life, because you always reincarnate over and over and over. Just like me, I'm a reincarnate. I've already exposed who I am. I don't need to expose it anymore. And if you don't know who I am, go back and watch my videos. You'll figure it out. My past doesn't define me. My past makes me smarter for this life, because this is the life I get to ascend and be an ascended master. So this is my life that I get to shine, because I have mastered almost different things, actually. That's why I had to see certain lives, because all three of those lives come together as the trifecta for what I'm bringing now. From ancient Egypt to now, I have mastered energy, God, and ancient ways. And I'm bringing the trifecta right now. And what it's going to consist of is spirituality, which is energy, Scientology, which is your planets and your astrological charts and your that kind of stuff. So you got the energy and the planets and everything else. And then I'm going to bring the best of what Jesus truly taught, which is unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion. This is not going to be a religion. This is going to be one of those things that it's going to free this planet. Because not only are you going to get free in the mind, you're going to get free in the body. Because if you have pain, you're really going to ascend. Because as soon as you quit having pain, you're like, ba-ding! And we're all naturally high vibration people because we're just naturally made of God source energy. And when you get out of the way, God source energy is just love, right? I know this all sounds just like blown away, but tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That's what I hear every day. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Come on, Nicole. Get up on it. And this is hard for me to do because I've made myself small my whole life. Even as a child, I made myself small. So other people weren't offended by my energy because my energy is so strong. That's why I've never stepped into who I truly, my DNA. Now, as a spiritual walk-in, what happens is you accrue so much karma every life. And it adds up if you don't ever pay it back. That's why, like, a lot of souls are coming back as animals right now, because animals don't have any karma. Once you come back as an animal, it clears your karma, because look at all the tortured stuff that we do to animals every day. Animals do not get karma. You get the karma that you do the animals. So depending on how many animals you have, you shouldn't have any more than one cat, one dog. Anything more, you're going to start having issues. You can't even take care of one. It takes a lot of energy to take care of one of each. Because one, your cat is your spiritual protector. Your dog is your physical protector. I have an imprinting mudra that you can do with him that works on energy. And it stimulates dormant parts of the brain. And it wakens them up, sends them into kind of like a robotic, like my cat, when I first did it with him in meditation. As soon as I stimulated it, it triggered that release in his brain. And then his pupils just dilated like black all the way. And then he went into this robotic little thing with me. And I did this whole imprint thing with him. And I did it with my dog too. It was a total different one for the dog. I have it all written down. This is what the ancient Egyptians put on their hieroglyphics. Half man, half animal. To show that in soul land, God land, where your souls are, your brothers and sisters are exactly the same. And so are the animals. The animals are helpless, though. They can't do anything about it, so they're naive. Therefore, they don't get any karma. So anything done to an animal, you get that karma. Hence why I just sold everything, because I was trying to heal myself, and I was doing an injustice to the animals by keeping them, all the horses, because I couldn't even take care of myself. It was the stigmatic cleansing was so brutal on me that there was days that I couldn't hardly even eat, you know? I was pumping so much energy. Do you know the average body can generate 70 trillion volts? This is a scientific fact. The average body can generate 70 trillion volts. What I'm being told, I'm generating right up around 85 trillion volts. I've got a lot of energy. I'm now able to control my energy, where before I'd have energy leaks and I would set off car alarms 2,000 yards away over and over and over, and people would be screaming in profanities like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm trying to control my energy. I apologize. It was a little burst. It was the weirdest thing, right? I was like, I got done meditating out by my sacred tree, and I was walking back in the house, and I was like, you know what? I just need to take my shoes off, stick my feet on the ground, and just stand here. And I stood here like this and closed my eyes, and it was like I just got hit with a surge of energy. And the second that energy hit my body, car alarm went off 2,000 yards away. I was like, oh, that was a weird coincidence. And then, of course, the energy surges last about 45 seconds. And then it quit. And then I was like, it doesn't hurt, but it's just like all your muscles like tense up, right? Because you're like, it's just like, I'm powering up. So then about 30 seconds after that, it hit again. And the second it hit, did this 5 times. By the 5th time, they're screaming profanities at each other about what's wrong with the car alarm. I'm dying laughing while I'm like, I'm stuck in this, and my energy like locked me up, and I'm like trying not to laugh. And I was like, I gotta go in the house. I go in the house, I flip the switch, shock myself. I'm like, jeez, I need to ground some more, but I just got done grounding. I'm like, I'm just channeling so much energy. But this is what I do every day. I don't have what you call a regular physical job. My job is to heal my body. Then my job is to help you heal yours. So I have to be the way shower. I have to write the book, because when I was waking up spiritually, I didn't know anything. I was just a horse trainer, didn't know nothing. Yeah, I was into crystals and stuff, but I hadn't even thought about that since I was a child. I shut it all off because people weren't into it, right? And so all of a sudden, it was just like boom. And so I didn't know anything about ascension. I didn't know anything about Nibiru. I didn't know about energy. I didn't know about Kundalini. I didn't know what spirituality was. I didn't know what the word anything was. I didn't know nothing. And it was like, boom, it hit me. I was like, ah. And so I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Body movements. Kundalini's the devil. What? No, it doesn't feel like the devil. They're lying. And so I was like, none of the stuff that I was finding was correct from what I was feeling. So there was no how to do it book for dummies on spirituality. So this is what I'm going to write. The book for dummies, because I was the dummy. I was like, I don't know anything about it. And so I threw everything away. My guides told me, I say God, spirit, but it's my guides, higher self, told me to just quit. No books, no research, no nothing. And so the last 2 years I've gotten nothing, and I just channel my higher guidance, and I channel all the answers that I want. And what I'm finding is the answers to everything that nobody knows. And it's amazing. But that's what I've been into since a child. So when you manifest it for 48 years, it's bound to happen, especially when you get as much energy as I do. So this mudra system, oh my gosh, that's what I was going to do the video on. Oh my gosh. It works on energy, and we're adding religion because we're going to take the fear out of religion. That's the only reason, because I'm already finding people are like, oh my God, why are we mixing spirituality and religion? There's a reason for this. Because you have to understand the stigmata of religion to be able to let go of it and get out of that whole concept. Because the mudra system, as I write them down, the first one is going to be penance. In the Bible, penance is bowing before God. And there's a mudra that you do that is like bowing before God. The next one is the leap of faith. And I'm telling you what, it all works on energy. Holy cow. The first time I really, really got into it, I passed out. Luckily, I was in the house on the carpet. Literally, I took the leap of faith, and then the energy hit me, and I was like, whoa, blunk. And I was like, I sat there on the floor thinking, who am I? Where am I at? What? And then I kind of got my wits back together. And I'm like, wow, now that was some energy. I've seen stars and I've seen lights, but I'm telling you what, that one hit me. I took the big leap of faith, and I'm telling you what, when that energy hit me, it was like, I was out. It was like, I did it, and I was like, whoa. So I'm going to have like foam, like 4-inch foam for people that are learning how to do this for if they take too big of a leap of faith before their energy is ready, they're going to pass out. But isn't that great? Because when you got to mix the spirituality and religion, because you got to bring the religious people in and let them know that, yes, what they're thinking is right, but you have to understand energy too. You have to bring energy into it. You have to understand we astral travel, that we're energy beings, that we have life force energy in us that needs to move. You don't need to be scared of it. It's not the devil. So you have to marry. You guys, we're all one. Why judge another because of their belief? They don't know any better. And you don't know any better. You just exist. And pretty soon you're feeling so good. Everybody's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, this thing is amazing. And of course, if you say God, they're like, oh my God. If there's spirituality, they run the other way. And of course, if you say spirituality, the religious people run the other way. So I'm mixing spirituality and God, because that's what it is. God source energy. You can call it whatever you want to. You can call it an elephant as long as you understand that it's energy. Law of attraction, law of the universe. You have to blend everybody. We're all the same. We're all fighting for the same thing. We're all fighting for our own beliefs. We're all fighting for the rights and the justices and everything. All I'm here to do is just give you the how and the why to give you what you're looking for. That way you can find it. And it's all within inside of you. It's all within you. Nothing that you need is without. It is all within. You can get encouragement if you want, but really nobody's going to understand your journey but you. Nobody knows where you've came from, what you've done, what you experienced, what you've thought. That is your belief system. And it's hard breaking down the belief system, trust me. Breaking down my belief system of my past is going from a tortured empath that's been molested that only brought narcissists, and it has nothing to do with the people. It's just an energy that a wounded empath emits, and it can be her best friend. And if you emit a wounded empath, then the opposite is going to be the narcissist. That's just the way it is, because the narcissist energy is just an energy. It can go to transfer to the mother, the father, your husband, your wife, anybody, your best friend. It's an energy that you project, and they're just playing a part in your play. That's all it is. That's why it's so important to heal. If you heal, then you project a healed energy. Then you don't get the narcissist in that person. You get the loving person, because you've learned to heal yourself. You can have the same people, change your energy, and you'll get a whole new energy with everybody. It's just energy. So literally, you create your own reality with your head and your mind. And this is what my system is going to do, is teach you how to control your mind, how to control your energy, even through a big leap of faith and almost passing out. Because today, when I did mine, I knew it was going to be big. I knew it was going to be big, because as soon as I took my concoction this morning and let it sit, and then I did my mooters, it was like, it was a whole nother level. Every morning is a whole nother level. I'm like, I ascend so fast, I can't even keep up with myself. That's why I have to do I can't even write anymore, because I'm ascending so fast, I have to do videos so I can go back and write the book. I'm ascending so fast, I can't even write it all down. And I went down and I did the penance, down in the kneeling, and then I stood up and then I did the leap of faith. And my guides are like, okay, now this is going to be a big one, so don't pass out, because you're outside on the concrete, okay? We've worked really hard to get your body right. Don't pass out. It's going to be a big one. And I'm like, okay, keep conscious, keep conscious, keep conscious. I took the big leap of faith, and I'm telling you what, I was like, it was everything I could do. I was like, don't pass out, don't pass out, don't pass out. And then all of a sudden, I went into a stigmatic trance, and my body, I guess I'm doing unity over the heart chakra. But I was just like, oh, and then all of a sudden I just started doing, it was weird. It was like I had this hand came down to my root chakra, and this hand was clear up here, and it was like I was channeling from my root chakra all the way up, source energy. It was just, I don't know, I'll have to figure out what I was doing. It was crazy, because all I could see was white light. It was like I felt the Pleiadians, actually. Yeah, they were helping with my energetic body. They actually help everybody, so don't hate on them. They're here to help everybody. They help us more than you can even imagine. They work so much. But it was like I was in this tunnel of white light, and I was just like, like, whew, don't pass out, don't pass out. And then I did that couple things, and then finally, it was like a minute and a half. The energy was intense. It was amazing. And then when it got done, I finished. It was like when it got done, it released right into the next mudra. I was like, I am so in the flow. It is just silly, amazing. Don't ever say stupid. You're cursing yourself. Every word is a spell. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. Don't say that. Say, I haven't achieved that yet. Everything you speak is a spell. Everything you think with a feeling, if you think that and you feel that, that is what it's going to be. Learn to change your words to even your abbreviation words. I'm teaching that too, how to stand in your power. The little things make the huge thing. Taking two words that go wouldn't, and just taking the time to go would not, adds so much power. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. You see, the difference is there's more power in that. And when you take the abbreviation, you take the power away from the word, therefore you take your power away. And then pretty soon you're using you for you and I for I, and there's no power in your words. And then pretty soon the person on the receiving end is just like, they don't respect you because there's no power there. So what I'm doing is the system also, there's so much in the system. The morning prep before the mudras is cleansing your whole system. It's a whole it's a whole amazing system. But it comes from 3 of my past lives. My latest, not my latest, but my 3 of my biggest past lives. And combining all 3 of those into what I'm doing now. That's why nobody knows what I'm doing, because it's never been done before. I'm the first. That's why people are just, the people that have an open mind are getting it. And the people that have been with me through the whole thing, and I've talked to through the whole thing, understand it, because they were either witnessing during these mystical experiences or, been there with me or talked to me at the time. So it's a lot bigger than you think, but it's super simple. But the thing is, you have to understand a lot of it to break the beliefs that you have about God. Because you're so scared of the tainted energy. As soon as you say religion and God, the spiritual people go, and as soon as you say God, source, energy, the religious people go, God is just God. There's only one God. The God that created you. And you're hooked up to God's source energy. Therefore, your guidance is within you. The law of one. The tree of life. 7 days of creation. You can spin it however you want to. We've been so many things, so many religions. To be who you are today, look up Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon on YouTube. Watch her videos. She was a hypnotist in the 70s and got so deep into hypnotic trance that she went into the higher self. And the higher self was with God. So she was getting channeled information through the people. And she was hypnotizing people all over the world that didn't even know each other and giving her the same story about the afterlife. The best thing you can ever do is look up Dolores Cannon and start listening to her videos. It'll wake you up. And everything that I'm saying now is going to make sense. It's going to be like, holy crap. How can all these strangers know the same thing? Because they're all hooked up to God's source energy where all the information is. You just have to get out of your ego, connect, and realize that there's more than you think. We're limited. We're limitless. Our brains are limitless. Whatever you think, you can create. If you're really cool about dragons or you really want to see dragons, you can get powerful enough to adjust your frequency to the frequency of etherical dragons. Nobody else is going to see them, but you will see them. That's what happens to a lot of people that are in like the crazy houses that are seeing these things. Their frequency is just like a little AM radio. You can adjust your frequency depending on what you want to see. You want to see UFOs? Tune into, I want to see UFOs. And so if you tune into a low frequency of like demons and entities and things that scare you, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, and it scares you, you stay in that frequency. So it's keeping you in that frequency and it's making you bring more of that in. You have to adjust your frequency above that, and they can't touch you, because then you don't see them and they don't affect you anymore. Everything is around you all at once. If you could see everything around you, you turn white, fall over, and die. Everything exists at once. It's your frequency, depending on what you want to tune to, but you can see anything you want. That's why you should never judge another or judge a child for what they see, because a child is innocent, like an animal. And when they see energy and they see light, they're seeing angels. I was led by my angels as a child. I was a highly functioning autistic woman with Asperger's, or a highly functioning autistic child with Asperger's, and given a horse out in the country and just said, go. And it was the best thing for me. That's how I grew up. So I was being led by my angels. I'd come in at dark, the horse was leading. Well, actually, it was my angels leading the horse back home. I never had any issues. And I have escaped death so many times, it's not even funny. I shouldn't even be here. But God has a plan for me, and I am protected this lifetime. I'm going to live a long, long lifetime. Because it's not about living in fear. That's what happened in my past lives. I had just a little bit, just a smidgen of doubt. And when you have a smidgen of doubt, that manifests as a death, as a karmic death. And when you have a karmic death, you have to pay that back. If you don't pay it back, it keeps adding up, adding up, adding up. That's where I came into play. I'm a spiritual walk-in. I'm helping the karmic DNA get rid of all that. That way, I can ascend, which means when the planet resets, I don't have to come back for another 30, 40,000 years and do the whole thing over again. I'm out. I've paid my dues. I've learned my lessons. I've done my thing. Now I'm going to be an ascended master. Actually, I've already been an ascended master many times. I just have to come back and learn more. It's just, we come back so many times. And a lot of times, once it's done, we'll just infuse with the last life so we can get that little bit of a high of, we have to hit that low and then whoo, because it's such an adrenaline rush when you've hit rock bottom, like boom, 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 you're skidding on rock bottom all the time, and then it's like boom. It's such an adrenaline rush, And a lot of times we as souls, we're like, okay, I want to experience that again. That's deja vu. That's deja vu, because you've already done this whole thing all over again. And when you remember a part, that's deja vu of what you're doing. So it means you're right on track when you get deja vu. That is truly what deja vu is, because you've already done this so many times you can't even imagine. And then you come back as a soul, you're like, everybody's like, I didn't want to experience this. This sucks. And it's like, well, yeah, but it sucks for a reason, because when you finally figure out that it's within you, and you have to heal your body, mind, and energy, and you finally do, and you finally find your true authentic voice and your power, and then you're like, boom, nobody else has done it but you. That, my friends, is power. And that's what I'm here to teach. If you don't think I haven't been through it, I have. If not, one of my best friends has. He's another one. There's a group they're going to be pulling together soon. And between all of us, we have experienced everything you can ever imagine in this world. There are 13 of us. I am the 13th. And they're going to help so many people in so many different areas of life, in so many different cultures and religions, and they're going to be all over the world helping people understand true God source energy and how to truly co-create the life of your dreams. Because with this system, you don't need anything. You can do it without the products. You can do it if you're homeless, and you can do it every day. And the mental, the energy, and everything, you don't need nothing. All you need to do is have a mind. Even if you're paralyzed, this product is known to get movement in areas that have been paralyzed. It's been helping people wake up from comas. Now, I'm not saying this is the miracle product, but the research that I'm doing and the benefits that I'm getting, the benefits that I'm getting from people that are doing it too with me, the benefits they're getting, the benefits the animals are getting already, it's just mind-boggling. And this is just the beginning. This is how we do it. This is how we take our power back, is we take our health back. Because then we don't need the garbage, the pharmaceutical. You'll get less and less off of your Facebook and the media and that kind of stuff. You won't watch TV, so there goes that. You're going to get telekinesis. You're going to get clearer. So what you're going to do is you're going to get clearer on your telepathy. You'll be able to communicate with your friends. So you're not going to need all this anymore. This is where we evolve as humanity. It's amazing. I am here to teach you how to evolve. Give you the higher consciousness so that way you expand your minds, wake up your DNA, get back to your roots and your authenticity, and glow like a diamond.